Way too early. Way too fucking early. The guy didn't even open the comic book. Let's fucking go. Jesus.
I have to make my presence known.
We're just that eager to talk.
But yeah, real quick, Krypton and I are gonna do our individual stuff. We're gonna talk. We first off, for the channel viewers, we reviewed Thunderbolts. What was it, like a week ago? Right? That was a week ago.
Yeah,
I think it's 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Last Sunday. Yep, we did. Yep.
Yes, and I want to change my review score a little bit. And Encrypted said you want to do the same. By a little bit. Now, this is not to say we didn't enjoy the films. I think, Krypton, if I'm not mistaken, we both did enjoy the films, but I don't think what we said is entirely accurate to like what we believe, and what we said in that review is accurate to what we believe at this point in time. So we're just gonna do this real quick, and then we're just gonna continue like normal. For me, I was on Twitter and I saw a guy who was saying, oh, also spoilers, by the way. I was on Twitter and I saw a guy who was who was talking about how John Walker had a knife in his shoulder, and he was like, "Man, it's so cool. He's breaking military protocol because he's ripping out the knife, which you're not supposed to do in the military to save Bob." And I'm supposed to, and the implication was that like John is going out of his way to save Bob because he cares, and that can be true. But it helped me realize like the movie doesn't do a good job establishing that. The reason John has to do that is because the world's at stake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't do that, they die. You know what I mean? And because Yelena, who it's in her character to do, is the first to save Bob, everyone else who goes after her is really just following her lead and making sure that Bob doesn't kill everybody. And I think this goes. I know I touched on this earlier in my last review, but this does actually make me realize, like, yeah, I don't think this movie does a good job at talking about loneliness at all, even on a basic level. Because at the end of the day, as cool as this used the void, the problem is the void is a problem that has to be dealt with. There is no scenario in this movie where the void, where they can just not help Bob and Bob can suffer and they can still deal with the void. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that necessity.
At the end of the day, this team was not the team you want to get to deal with the void at the end of the day, you know? Like,
well, I mean, even that's fine. I mean, like, I thought about this like with Guardians 3, and I think that's like a great example. Like before we get to the main villain's plan, Rocket Raccoon, the whole thing is like we have to save Rocket Raccoon. Now, on the grand scheme of things, they don't have to. There is nothing pressing them to do it, other than that Rocket is their best friend and their family at this point. Right? There's no, as far as the Guardians know, there's no end of the world stakes. No one's dying. It's just like their friend is in trouble. And because they choose to save their friend, you are endeared to that relationship. Austin, if you're talking,
yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take my rating too.
Oh, okay. I thought so, but Guardians having the choice to save Rocket and not to save him made you endear it to the fact that the Guardians, now obviously they're going to, but it made you more endeared to the problem. With the Thunderbolts, it's like it wants to talk about the stuff about when you're lonely, just be there for somebody, but it's like this was a problem that couldn't be ignored. This is not really an authentic version of what loneliness is, or how someone would deal with it, because it's a problem that can't be ignored no matter what. And so because of that, because the theme is such a big part of this film, and because again we don't spend enough time with the other characters getting to know Bob, other than Yelena, I would have to drop this movie down. I think I said a 7. I think I'm dropping it down to a 6. I think it's an enjoyable film. I think even with all these problems, you can still enjoy the film. I just don't think it does the theme well.
With making it a necessity, is that the point they're trying to make? That you should and you have to deal with your own.
But the thing is, like, if I'm equating this to the actual problem, it's like, and by the way, like, you can say your piece after this, and we can move to cryptids because we gotta, get the episode started.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that, like, I think my issue with the problem of needing it is like that's not how like true loneliness feels. True loneliness is like, because loneliness is a thing where you can tell where you don't. It's a problem you don't want to talk about because you feel like if you have to talk about it, it wouldn't have been a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I shouldn't have to tell you how I'm feeling for you to understand it, otherwise I'm the problem. When it comes to Bob's situation, it doesn't really reflect that. It's a problem that needs to be addressed no matter what, or else everyone suffers. It becomes everyone's problem.
Right.
So that's kind of where I think. But Austin, you say your piece, and we'll go to Cryptid.
Yeah, I met Cryptid about this because I told him about John Walker's situation. So when John Walker helped Bob up the elevator, you see him think about his wife and his kids. And I don't think a lot of people realize he was about to kill himself in that moment.
Yeah, for sure.
They were
walking without noticing into the giant hole and was about to dive straight in before Yelena said his name.
Yeah, I watched that movie again recently, and it just his mind just zoned out. It didn't look like he was walking towards the end of that edge. He was just mentally zoned out.
Well,
but I hear what you're saying. Like the original,
you can see that he from the hole.
Yep.
He wasn't like that before then.
Yeah,
gotcha. But I hear what you're saying. Like I think there was like some shots that more heavily implied that yes, he was walking towards the edge of the cliff, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to
on
go
review. I think this movie suffers from not showing more. There's still some people who misunderstand like John's character. John, not even just John, even like Yelena Red Guardian to a degree.
Yeah.
Where I think the movie did a fine enough job showing you what he regret and that he wants to do better. Even the show into him trying to do better as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but my biggest problem is that I found out this deleted scene. That's what pissed me off.
What?
They had a whole scene where Yelena confronts Valentina about sending her out to Hawkeye.
I heard that. Yeah.
That somehow, after she was lied to and almost murdered her sister's best friend, and she broke down crying and stuff about it, she immediately somehow went back working for Valentina. I don't care how good you are, you would just go work for anybody else, or at least you'll be working without knowing you're working. You will not go into that way to just see the job.
Yeah.
And you're surprised he betrayed you again.
Well, it works in there for everybody.
I'm like a 4.5 and put mine to a 7.
Gotcha. All right. So we have 1.6, 1.7. Now for me, well, I rated that. I think it was an 8.4, right? I watched it a second time. Again, this might just be biasness for me because of John Walker, but I gotta give this movie credit for handling him appropriately. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm noticing he's kind of developing a cult following after this film. Actually, like
people who hated him before, like, man, this character's like really funny. I like him.
Yes, no, it's not just that he's funny. It's like everybody's like also looking back at Falcon and Winter Soldier and like making videos. Dozens of them say, "Wait, was John Walker was actually the hero of that film of that series?"
But the problem is the problem with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then they actively go out their way to frame John as a bad person.
Yeah,
decent people.
Yeah,
but he only did what he was told, which in some situations bad, but his situation was not bad. Like from the moment, all he says, I just don't want to fail people. I just want to try. I know I can't live up to you. I have to try though. The world still.
Yeah. I know, right? So
Bucky and Sam were basically putting more and more pressure on him by being assholes. And he had the whole Dora Milaje scene was embarrassing for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, the Norman and Elijah were flat out trying to kill him, like spear strikes.
Well, you need that scene. You need that scene because John wouldn't have taken the super soldier serum if he wasn't embarrassed the way he was. Because even that line ends with him being like, "They weren't even super soldiers."
But then that goes on to the point of like people noticing, Sam and Bucky, you guys were the real jerks of that series.
Me and Jake talked about the show. I think that was our problem because they keep trying to tell Sam like it's just like Steve. He's not like Steve. He would have not treated John like that over the government giving him the shield. You gave it up.
Yep. Exactly. So, again, like the after effects of Thunderbolts seems to have really boosted up John Walker's character in the eyes of many people in the public. So, yeah, that's why I do have to give this. still really appreciate this film for doing that. Like, I would say I'm still at an 8.2 at least, because there's only just one hiccup for me. It was just seeing John being the only one who has any long lasting damage from the fight with Sentry. I do believe you should have had.
To be fair, on second viewing, you do see him try to undo the shield, and then he says, "I'm just gonna keep."
No,
They're walking back to go arrest Valentina. You see him trying to push it open.
You have to give me a solid explanation for why John's shield is still that way, given the fact that we had a little time skip at the end credits of like, dude, what the hell?
It's more like he just should have got a new shield. Okay, if Sentry's the only person who's unbent, this wasn't gonna happen.
Just have Bucky call in a favor from Bruce Banner, and boop, there you go. Like,
there are too many Hulk characters in non-Hulk stuff. You gotta calm down with that.
If you don't like Sam as a character, last cap, this movie does not help your favor. Because there's no way after 14 months of him doing nothing, not even making his team yet, he's suing over the name, and he's suing Bucky of all people about it.
Oh God,
that's like the most petty shit I've seen in my life. This is Mr. Do Better, and then when the people actually do better, he's mad about it.
Again, we're in a weird scenario, audience, where like it seems like John's character might be going up a bit in the eyes of the public, while at the same time Sam's character is taking the plunge right here. You know,
the funny part about it is that if you say anything bad about Sam, people just immediately throw it to racism. So it's hard to talk about Sam as a character.
Yeah, and I feel like I could talk whatever I want about Sam because, hey, audience, I'm one of the very few people out there who have the first appearance of Falcon comics. So,
and his racist book.
I have the first appearance of Sam Wilson and the first appearance of Isaiah Bradley, so I could give all the opinions I want of those two. So, yeah,
he was there. He was there when Sam Wilson worked in the fields, bro.
Oh God, yes. I stuck with Sam when he was literally working in a plantation, audience. And where were all you all complaining there? You know,
yeah. So, I don't know, maybe because people didn't want to fucking read it.
I know. But hey, we're going to reach the end of that chapter tomorrow when we talk about it. Yep. But alrighty then. I think we talked enough about this. Go watch our Thunderbolts review, audience, when you get a chance. You know, we had a lot of fun there. You know.
I found my candles. Cryptid. I found my candles.
Perfect, dude. I still see from the eyes of the general public, more people seem to have liked this movie in the eyes of the general public, you know, so yeah. Good.
All my candles. Huzzah.
Nice. All right. But anyway,
audience, we were talking about this earlier that I couldn't find my candles because the power's out where I'm at, so I found my candles.
You got camels in Arizona?
Huh?
I thought you said a camel, an animal.
Ooh, a camel.
No, awesome. I don't think there's many camels here.
Gotcha. But anyway, all right, you guys want to get started?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, welcome to Comic Connect Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Secret 415. You know the dealio. I say my reviews for tomorrow, so not my reviews, my intros. There. No.
And you're with me, Jake Tylenol, the true Thunderbolt. Okay.
The one that never won a soccer game. Okay.
The one without an asterisk. I don't hide behind an Avengers moniker. Okay, I am the Thunderbolt. Okay.
I'm proud of you.
Bricky Wall here. Every time I hear more about Mel, it really seems like she was supposed to be Songbird, and they decided not to do it. And I'm kind of disappointed.
Could have had Songbird.
It won't be the last time we talk about an OG Thunderbolt member, Austin. So, yeah, tonight. So, all right.
Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he, because that has not changed. And I cannot find my matches. Where art thou? See, there's a lot of problems with the whole moving situation. Now I can't find my matches.
Thing.
I'll find them.
All right.
And together we form the Phanatics, and we do the news and reviews of the week, like our Thunderbolts review, which you can find on the channel. But this week, on our special Monday nights, we do our Phanatics Night Live, where we talk about the live stuff, like the Spiderman Noir trailer, which came out today, apparently. We will also be talking about more Thunderbolt stuff. So we'll do that. And also,
which I still haven't seen.
Yes. But we'll be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We'll talk about Agent Carter and Peacemaker. We'll all become real men when we talk about He-Men. We also have social medias.
That's way more than man. That guy's way too much.
He's a He-Man.
Update on the matches. I found my matches.
But did you find our socials?
Yes, I did.
Well, tell me about them. What they look like.
First of all, please subscribe to us because we're almost at 100 subscribers. Oh my god, almost at 100, guys. What are you gonna do? I don't know. Probably just like post it on Twitter. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You'll have to subscribe to see. You can also find us on our Twitter at Comic Fanatics 69 because that's where you find all the links to our live streams and other stuff sometimes. Ooh. I had to do a little song. Anyways, if you don't want to follow the whole crew and you just want to follow me and see what I'm up to all the time, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at witch_of_Jotunheim. You can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria. You can also find me on RedNote/Xiaohongshu, but I don't post there often, so you can find me there at Witch of Jotun. And if you want to buy me a coffee, you can find me at Witch of Jotunheim. I got to post some stuff on there, but I haven't because my iPad doesn't want to charge for some reason. So, I'll live. Anyways, if you want to find Austin, I heard that he might be in a specific DC show coming up. We'll have to wait and see. You can also find Cryptid in the same spot as always. And hey, Jake.
Yo, what's up?
What are you doing? Where are you at?
You know what I'm doing? I'm watching Pokemon Horizons Roy be a fucking man, bro. You know, like this week I saw a clip of my boy, and you know what? I hate to say it. I really, as his number one hater, I hate to say it, but he was being a man this week. I was like, step up, Roy. Step up, Roy.
Yeah, would never understand how good Roy was. Okay, his Pokemon might be stupid. He might be bad at training, but he does the job.
He shows up for work every day on his 9 to 5. All right, that's just a little boy. So
exactly.
So, all right then. I guess we got the intros out of the way. You guys want to get to the topics? So,
let's get started.
Let's go for it. So, first off, I think this should come as a no surprise, really. But Thunderbolts writers originally wanting to include Zemo because if anybody knows anything about Thunderbolts lore, Zemo actually plays a really hefty part in the creation of Thunderbolts, the team. So, it's a combination of that based on, and also the popularity that Zemo got from Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I don't think I've seen anybody say anything real bad about what he had to contribute to that show, for the brief amount of time he was in.
It was a meme for a long time.
Oh, yeah, that dancing meme he had. Basically, he was just evil. Well, he kind of played like an evil version of Bruce Wayne in that, just suave, just showing his money around, this and that.
Can they give him his sword one time? That's all. I just need one scene.
I know.
You give me the sword, I'll be okay with this interpretation.
Yeah, and the pieces are there, really, for Zemo to have a sword, like, because he established, my family comes from royalty, man, like,
I would want him to come back as like a Sam Wilson villain for the third one to make it poetic, but I'm like, I don't know what he would do. Like, Sam kind of washes him, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
by the end of his role of Falcon Winter Soldier, it just seems to have come.
Remember, he got arrested by Wakanda. He needs to find a way to disable the attack somehow.
He just seemed to have come at peace to where he was at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier. There was like this one fan theory I saw out there before the show ever came out that I thought would have made would have been a really good approach to Zemo. To have it state that, like, after Endgame, he actually starts donning a purple mask in honor of Thanos, because hey, Thanos is basically Satan to the superhero community, right? So this could have been his way of, like, wanting to make sure that the superhero community is, hey, I'm the villain. I want you all to burn, and I'm going to be wearing the face of a man that caused you so much damage, So
the problem is they switched the story to
yeah.
not really hating superheroes as a whole, but just the idea of standing above people, I guess, if you want to play that.
Yeah, I know. We can't play on like what we would have liked. We can only play on with what's already been established in this version of Zemo. So, well, I would have liked it if they had included Zemo maybe as an end credit scene.
Wait. I just thought about it. You actually can have him get pissed off that John and all of them became the Avengers now?
Yeah.
Because that's everything he said in Falcon Winter Soldier?
Oh yeah, he has a thing.
There's like 4 super soldiers in one team. We could kill. He's like, finally, I have a mission in life.
Oh my god, I can't believe. Yeah, you could have done a vendetta like that,
Guys become Avengers again. He did a lot of stuff. And then the person he mainly did not want became the Avenger.
Have Zemo be the enemy to John Walker, like
it could be the new Avengers arch nemesis. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I just kind of want to see like the sword and the shield collide audience, like. But I would have liked that to have been an end credit scene to see what Zemo's doing, popping up somewhere else,
I don't. What they said. Their plan was to have him be the person actually pulling the strings behind the new Avengers. So, like, he would have been like Valentina's boss.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, so it would have been more like the. Remember, we all thought she was Madam Hydra, like from the start.
Yeah,
going to go she confirmed Madam Hydra, and now Zemo's in charge, I guess.
Okay. I'm trying to think of where you go from there at that point,
Yeah, the problem is we have 2 big crossover films next, and we have one more Thunderbolts film I can see, like going forward with that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring up my point, right? Like, I don't want them to do like something like you just said, Austin, right? That would have been something revealed at, let's say, an end credit scene, right? I don't want them to keep doing an end credit scene unless they're committed to following it through in the foreseeable future. Because we had so many instances of that happening already, where movies had end credit scenes, but we still have yet to see those moments resolved or when they're going to pop up. In the case of Zemo, like, let's say if they did have that scene, right, that he's pulling the strings. Okay, but where are you going to have him pop up next?
To be fair, you could do the plot where, remember we had the Masters of Evils from the multiverse?
Yeah.
Zemo had a plot where he got his Thunderbolts from the other universe type thing as everything was going on.
I don't want to see the Masters of the Multiverse. I just want to see the Masters of Evil in general, like.
Well, by the 2 movies, they're not going to be the Masters of the Multiverse. They're going to be on our Earth. It's going to be a squad.
Oh, I guess a Squadron Supreme by any chance?
No.
Yeah.
I think it's funny though. Like if Zemo was secretly in charge, and after they beat Doom, like the people who were working with Doom just started to work with Zemo. That's Thunderbolts.
Yep. And Zemo is just such like a dark horse character. Like, audience, like, you gotta look at it a broad scope sort of sense, because you gotta realize this, right? Zemo was the one who did the most amount of damage next to Thanos against the whole superhero community as a whole, Remember that. He's the one who broke up the Avengers. He's the one who caused all the events that happened in Civil War, this and that, And now
if Zemo hates super soldiers, how are you gonna feel about mutants?
Ooh, wow.
At least you'll be more.
I don't think he. Okay, my theory is, and this is only for MCU Zemo only. Okay, hear me out. Okay, my theory is is that he wouldn't hate mutants as much as super soldiers is because they were born with their abilities. You know what I mean? Not like fully born, but you know what I mean. Rather than artificially getting them later in life. Does that make sense?
Yes, but does he still? Maybe he doesn't hate them, but he hates the idea of them. You know what I mean?
I think it depends. When they get like the weaker mutant stuff, and just like, oh, they got just shoot laser from eyes. I think he'll be fine. When we get to a mega level, I think like, fuck this. They gotta go.
Bro, Jean Grey crashes out once. He says, "Bro, I'm leading a team. I'm leading a team now."
Oh man, that was
like we gotta kill this. We gotta kill this fiery bird bitch.
Don't want people staying as gods above men.
So he just be an evil version of me in the Marvel universe. All right, I see.
Yep. Are you gonna start donning a purple mask now?
My evil Jake Advil is basically Zemo in the Marvel universe. Okay.
No, you would be Jerry Advil. Okay.
Jerry Advil. There you go.
That's evil Jake, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to draw that now.
He kills powerful mutants and he hates Reed Richards. Okay, that's.
I mean, you're not the only one who hates Reed Richards. So.
There you go.
Gotcha. But yeah, at the end of the day, audience, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the last of Zemo. You know, he does have enough well-received fan response, and plus, I think the actor, what's his name, Daniel Bruhl. Yeah, I mean, I assume he can find time in his schedule. I don't see him much.
I looked at part of Black Panther 3, so he should be in Wakanda's prison.
Yeah, that is true, but.
Imagine this man and Denzel acting together. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. The guy who killed T'Challa. I'm sorry, the guy who killed Black Panther, audience. Yeah, let's not forget that. He was the actual person
T'Chaka. Yeah, he killed King T'Chaka.
Yep. Again, he's a very underrated villain, and not a lot of people give him much thought over. You know, he did a lot of harm. You know, but I guess that works well for his character because nobody would really give him much sight as to him being like that much of a threat. You know, so
arguably Thanos doesn't win if not for Baron Zemo. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Funny enough, I just think Thanos wins. Yeah, because Iron Man does some dumb shit. So I'll never get into taking 3 people he didn't know and a child to Thanos' planet.
He said that's enough. We'll go check out Thanos.
It really ain't about this. It was the Guardians who were not there. He would just be dead.
Well, okay, I think he would have done the same dumb shit, but then Cap probably would have reeled him in. Because at this point, that's what I'm saying. Like, would have been Cap would have been there to be like, Tony, stop, don't do that. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It was that his only influence in the situation was a child in a cape, and Doctor Strange, who he actively hated, so he didn't have anyone to talk to.
Gotcha. So, yeah, audience, you'll be seeing your favorite sock at some point in the future. So, all right then, you guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec. All right. Who wants to announce this one?
Which?
Something about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Peggy Carter. I don't really care because I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I don't really care for Peggy Carter.
I just know that Haley Atwell is a brave person to go online and say that like Captain Carter is an underserved character. She's a very brave person.
Haley Atwell or Haley Steinfeld?
Well, who's the actor for Captain Carter?
Why were you talking about Why would you be talking about Hawkeye?
Right, yeah.
I thought you mentioned that before. That was.
No. I said Atwell. I thought you were making a joke, but no. It was. I think she. I think if I read the quote correctly, she goes online. He's like, I think Captain Carter is a very underserved character. I like to see more of her.
To be fair, she's talking about the chick from Mom, not the What If series.
Oh yeah, no. What I was gonna follow up was saying is like I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying knowing the climate around the character, that was a very brave thing to say. But I have a problem with what you said.
Wait, no. Did she voice the What If character?
Did she? Yeah. I know What If brought some voice actors too.
Yeah, she voiced herself. Yeah.
Oh.
No, she's at West now.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I got confused between Haley Steinfeld and Haley Atwell. 2 people named Haley. All right, at the end of the day, this could be some slack. So All right. Well, yeah, that was very brave of her to say. I think again, Captain Carter kind of just ran her course for a bit. Next time we see Carter, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go back to being just plain old simple Agent Carter, which most people like better. As far as the canon discussion goes, yeah, there was apparently a writer who would like the idea of bringing the TV shows back into canon of the MCU.
Yeah. The problem is with the canon situation is that Kevin Feige did say they were canon, but that was before the Disney Plus shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember, he had a statement saying the Disney Plus shows are now canon. That this is the canon. But people didn't take that as it's no longer canon. Even though clearly it's not canon anymore.
Yeah.
Because they retconned the whole thing with Shepard.
It also doesn't help. Yeah, it also doesn't help what happened at the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they were just playing a lot of multiversal shenanigans at that point, Yeah, as far as the cast from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you only really will have actually three characters now that they will want salvage from. Daisy Johnson, I don't think we're ever going to see her again.
They won't bring her because she's an Inhuman.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, yeah. That's another.
Yeah, they don't like Inhumans.
I can see them. Her name Sims and something else. The two scientists.
Fitz and Simmons.
Melinda could probably come back, and then you have Monty Bird now.
Yeah, I would say May will want to come back before they would bring in Fitz and Simmons, because May is a pretty badass character.
Yeah, but if you're doing a sideshow, getting two scientists isn't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's a cameo, because I kind of feel like Agents Fitz and Simmons, their arc pretty much ended at the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had their happily ever after audience.
I also think the problem with Daisy is that she's too strong. Because be realistic, she's not going to be, if she comes back, they're probably not going to do a movie thing.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be in another TV show. This is a lady who can cause an earthquake over the whole city. There's not a lot of things messing with her right now.
They did delve into the point where her hands are suffering recoil damage from all that quaking. So
he killed my favorite villain of all time, Graviton, to send him in his face. I'll never do it. As much as I hated the version of Graviton, I was like, at least he has this power. This is kind of cool. And he killed him in one shot. I was so mad.
His mind was pretty fucked up at that point. So I'll give him credit for that.
You want to know another thing that messed up Daisy Johnson's chance of returning?
What?
She was going to. They were going to bring her back. Yeah, the actress.
Yeah.
They were going to bring her back at some point. They're going to try to bring her into a show, but she was dating Logan Paul when he went to that controversy with that dead body.
Yeah. But as far as I'm aware, those two aren't dating anymore, are they?
They're not anymore. I'm just saying at the time when they were thinking about trying to bring that whole situation down, they distanced themselves.
Gotcha. At the time, but hey, today's different from what happened back then. So, plus,
I kind of agree with you in the sense, I agree with the writer in the sense that, I think S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to come back. Yeah. I don't know if you keep the same canon, but I do think Coulson and S.H.I.E.L.D. need to come back because Nick Fury has fucked everything up.
Oh yeah, that's also another thing too. Yeah, Nick Fury. Nick Fury is not the same person we remember him as, audience, but for the wrongest of reasons.
If we can get an Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 just to get rid of the scroll situation, I'll be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
We have to do something. But if y'all keep mentioning them, that means we still have to deal with them. And you can't tell me the president said open season and no one cares.
I wonder if they're also want to keep up the what happened to Agent Coulson at the end, because also an audience, in case people need to remember, Agent Coulson is fully an LMD right now. I know this is not he just put his mind into the body of an LMD. No, they just copied his mind, and this is basically an AI right here.
A lot of people hated that, but I love that. That's the most comic S.H.I.E.L.D. thing of all time. If you know anything about Nick Fury, that if Nick Fury shows up, he's usually a robot. You never know that the real Nick Fury in the comics.
I mean, hey, that happened to Black Cat in the comics, audience. You know, the irredeemable Ant-Man. Yeah, he was so irredeemable. Marvel decided, you know what, you don't even deserve to live. You're now fully an LMD now. I'm like, dang.
That
Dang.
was perfectly on Captain Marvel in that bath.
Yep.
I remember. I have the issue.
Yep. So yeah. Coulson, it would be great to see him back because man, I was just so frustrated in his last appearance because audience, the last time Clark Gregg came back as Phil Coulson, right? It was in that horrible What If episode where Darcy got pregnant with Howard the Duck's baby.
Oh my god, they
Don't get me
wasted it.
started.
Oh my god,
They wasted him on that stupid episode. Like, oh,
Don't get me started. You know how I feel about Howard the Duck.
yeah.
Because they didn't even bring him back for the episode that was all about Shield when Ant-Man was killing the Avengers.
Yeah. Oh, that's just messed. That's even more messed up, dude. Like, come on. So yeah, it's about time to see Phil Coulson come back. Audience, he was one of those MCU creations that actually took on a life of its own. He had a story.
To be fair, the comics have fully ruined that character. That's the worst part about it too.
Oh,
He was possessed by Mephisto for a while. I don't even remember what he's doing now.
Well, they ruined his character because the MCU had no plan. Yeah, well, they ruined his character because the character himself had no appearances in the foreseeable MCU future. So the comics are like, okay, well, it's done. Bye. Sayonara, Coulson.
Yeah,
so.
man, they should just have him. They should have him step up to be the head of Shield and had Nick Fury Jr. work under him instead of moving here.
Oh, that would have been neat. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there is some stuff that we would enjoy seeing if they ever do bring the Age of the Shield cast. You know?
Oh yeah, wait, you just reminded me too. So, people remember what's this guy's name? The guy next to Coulson on the left.
Ward, Agent Ward.
Oh yeah, so Ward in season 3, I think, after the Hydra season became Hive, with this alien space thing that with Origin Hydra is tied to all that. So in Marvel, they leaked that Hive is coming to Marvel. People don't know Hive and Hydra have their own stage, and you can see Hive being unleashed if you win or lose the turn of stages.
Yeah.
So Hive is apparently coming. So I really hope they give him a Ward skin. I think that would be so cool. I think that'd be so fun.
Audience, Hive in Age of the Shield was actually what inspired Hydra, and I gotta say, Hive was a frightening character. His whole thing is he's immortal, but he kind of plays this Orochimaru sort of thing where he has to inhabit your corpse, basically. You know,
it was kind of crazy because a lot of people didn't know what to think at first, and they did not like it. But by the end of that arc, people loved Hive. They were so mad he died.
He was scary. Like he could have swarms of these creepy crawlies going into your brain and you'll be possessed by him. Like, damn! And there would be no way to take those bugs out of your head. Like, damn, they go right for your brain.
So, I kind of wish they'd do more of that in the comics, and Hydra isn't a big deal anymore. But Hydra or goons if you're not Red Skull. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I mean, the last time Hive popped up in comics was during Secret Empire, really, and that was just really for show.
Oh yeah, he got a panel.
He was one of the council of Hydra, and I was pretty hyped for that. Like, dang.
Yeah, it was so wasted, bro. They were hyping up Madam Hydra, who I don't think did anything else after the arc.
Nope, that version is dead. That version of Madam Hydra is dead.
Yeah, so it was like, man.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Again, there is some stories we could tell with this audience, so I think it will be great if they could delve on these stories. So, all right, guys, ready to move on to the next one?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, who wants to do the art? Nope, too late. I called it. Peacemaker season 2 trailer. What? You didn't watch it? Okay, Witch, you're my last saving grace.
I've been going through a lot, bro.
Okay, Witch, you're my saving grace. Please tell me you watched it. Season 2 trailer of Peacemaker.
What is the answer you want me to say?
I can't believe, audience, that my co-hosts don't want to give Peace a chance. Like,
Bro, I want to watch it. I just been going through a lot, man.
okay.
Yeah, me and Austin have been going through some shit.
I'm the
Separately.
only one here who wants to invest in Peace, apparently. So
I have other things to watch, Krypton.
really
I'm literally watching the discography of one man, starting with a 40-something episode show. You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Gotcha. But man, okay, I might as well give out the juicy bits that happen from this trailer. So it actually kind of starts off with Peacemaker having an interview segment, and with none other than who else? The Justice Gang. Like, what?
I'm glad you remembered.
Like, he's in a chair, he's in a room, he's in one of those two-way mirrors where, like, the Justice Gang is in the other side of the room looking at him, talking to him, asking questions, but Peacemaker can't see anything of what they're doing. You do see Guy Gardner and you do see Hawk Girl there. Shenanigans happens, and they're talking about how crappy Peacemaker is, and they didn't realize that they didn't turn off the mic. So there's that.
There's no timeline where you would want Guy Gardner on your team before Peacemaker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a slight fan of Peacemaker. I'll take him over 10 Guy Gardner. I don't care if that he's green.
Funny enough, Austin, like, if you're telling me that there's going to be a team called Justice Gang, right? I would think someone like Peacemaker and Guy Gardner would fit in with that sort of title of a team,
I can see them doing like a buddy cop film. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. So, things didn't go well. We do get some tidbits as to what the plot of this season is going to be, because guess what? Colonel Flag Sr. comes into this show, audience. The guy who's played by what's his name? Crossbones from the MCU.
Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo. There you go. And dang it, like, I know you gotta remember. What was that name of that last James Gunn project? I really liked it. Creature Commandos, right? That show is within canon of James Gunn's new DC universe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is appropriate that he kind of went above and beyond to make Colonel Flags look like Frank Grillo, because he's playing.
I saw this look. I didn't like how he looked compared to his own show. Because Creature Commandos out their way to make sure you see, like, this dude he's young built wise, but he's old like hair wise.
Yeah. I guess in this
Frank
point,
Grillo just looks like Frank Grillo. Like, he ain't tried on.
Yeah, well, a character Peacemaker using hair dye products isn't exactly out of the realm of possibility. Also,
to be fair, if he wasn't here for revenge of his son getting murdered, I believe him. I believe he'll be focused on that.
Yeah, because apparently, in accordance with this trailer, right? Like, Argo is going. Colonel Flag, who's head of Argo right now, is going to be launching a personal investigation into Peacemaker's recent actions, man. And yes, they did state that he is aware that Peacemaker killed his son. So yeah,
my bad.
This is Colonel Flag's initiative of bring me peace so I can get justice. So yeah, there's that. You also do see, what's her name? The blonde chick. I think her name is Hardcore.
From the last show?
Yeah, James Gunn's wife.
Oh yeah. I know hard. You're right. It's close to that.
Yeah. She's kind of going through some stuff here. In accordance with the trailer, I kind of like the ongoing gag. Apparently, that she's getting it in with more fights with other guys. She's beating people up. She's being reckless, this and that. And her psychologist is like stating, in his personal opinion, she is suffering from a severe case of toxic masculinity.
What?
She's like, what?
So like that's a diagnosis. Like the
yeah.
You know,
like
House
House
came
came in
that
and
diagnosis.
House came, Doctor House Gregory House came in and said, "This woman is suffering from misogyny."
Toxic masculinity specifically. Like,
No, based on how it sounds more like she's producing that, bro.
yeah. No, she.
She's a toxic masculine person, dude.
Oh, okay.
I like her reaction. She's like, "What?" I would like it if when we do see that scene, she's gonna be like, she's gonna want to grab that psychologist and like, I don't have toxic masculinity, and she's about to punch him in the face. Like, oh, okay, so that appears to be her story. Oh yeah, we do see.
I did see something trail I want to talk about.
Yeah.
There's two things, but I know you want to talk about the second thing, so I'm gonna let it slide. But
Go on.
James Gunn casting his brother again as Maxwell
Yeah.
Lord. That would piss me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, that's Maxwell Lord?
Exactly.
What? Oh, come
There's
on.
one about Wonder Woman 2. At least that guy looked like Maxwell Lord.
Yeah. That is dude.
So first you cast your brother. I get that you like to cast him stuff, but he should be in every film you do, bro. When you're in the same universe. He's in Creature Commandos, he's gonna be in Superman, he's in this. And all three of those are three different people.
Oh, he's also the voice of a GI Robot, by the way.
Yeah, that was it. He's in Creature Commandos. I knew that.
Yeah.
But so it's like you're gonna have him be if you're gonna have him every film you film, and he's gonna be different people, bro. You can't keep casting your brother, bro. I can't go through that. I will actively start one films.
Yeah, that was a stupid choice, James Gunn. I'm sorry. Like, there's no really
you could have cast him like anybody else. You could have made him look like anything else.
Yeah,
but
just
you have your brother
regular
do his regular voice for every character he plays. People are going to get pissed off of it.
Yeah. So yeah, not supportive of that move, audience. Again, you, as Austin stated, you could have just casted him as anybody, just a regular old schmuck who's doing the interviewing of Peacemaker. Just not Maxwell Lord. I mean, I know Maxwell Lord is not a a household name, but people, comic fans know who he is. He could be.
I think it would have been fine. He just wasn't thrown in the public eye thanks to Wonder Woman 2. But now people know who this is. People don't went to the comic to find out who this guy is. Yeah. And you're casting and doing a very drastically different version out the gate. You could have not need Maxwell Lord for this role.
He was also in Supergirl for the first few seasons, so people, general public, will be more aware of who Max is. So, yeah, sad. Another thing we saw in this trailer, right, where you see Peacemaker going into that pocket dimension that's in his dad's closet. I don't know if you guys remember that. Where all the gizmos are and that stuff. Yeah, well, he finds a hidden compartment there. And we find that apparently somebody was in the closet in this series, apparently.
I knew he was gay.
No, not that. Apparently there's actually an actual person in the closet. I would assume this is his brother, played by John Cena as well.
From my understanding, it's supposed to be the Peacemaker for season 1.
Wait, what?
That was say, bro. Like for the stuff I heard, it was confusing. With the brother, but his brother's not a twin. His brother looks nothing like him.
Yeah.
This is apparently Peacemaker from season 1 because they're going to explain that something happened that like shifted the timelines, and that's why every stuff.
You see, I didn't think James Gunn was going to go that far into the multiverse with this because. When the lineup was explained that Peacemaker will be canon in this new DC lineup, I just thought that was going to be like a funny gag, like he just slipped under the sidelines in this new canon. Because remember, audience, Peacemaker was part of Snyder's canon, for better or for worse. So,
You're Snyder people. You can't even say that. You're in season 1 Peacemaker versus season 2 Peacemaker.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. I think the reason he did this is so Frank Miller can kill Peacemaker and get some peace, but not kill.
Oh, okay. That would be cool. So, wow. The piece of two. Let's see. The piece of two worlds, audience.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the
I'm
trailer,
looking
but I
forward to
saw
it.
articles talking about those two scenes, like that and the Max Lord thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I'm more hyped up to see this season.
Yeah, from what I heard, from what you said, it seems like it's gonna be good. Like I know we didn't rave about season one like Cryptid did, people, but we did enjoy season one of Peacemaker. Let's make that clear. I enjoyed it on second viewing. I enjoyed it a lot more. It was just James Gunn humor for me, especially after seeing it a lot. It takes some time for me to go back and forth to it sometimes.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah. Who's gonna get Peace? Who's gonna get Peace a season 2 chance, audience? I gotta ask that.
Yeah. I guess the question is, who do you think is going to live? Do you think James Gunn is that beholding to his season one that he's going to have Peacemaker season one take over season two, or will he kill off season one and let people know no that all that's gone now? It just
Why would you want to kill Peace, audience? Tell me that. Who hates Peace that much that they want to put a round to his head? You know?
Trump.
Do you want to see the end of Peace Switch? Do you?
Bro, I literally told you I have so many other things to watch. I'm not prioritizing Peacemaker. You're gonna have to live with that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Also, another thing I'm kind of looking forward to this season, audience. The helmets.
yeah. We have so many we didn't get to use,
Yeah.
and I kind of want him to start like making helmets with multiple powers. I get the reason they are all for one single power to make it easy.
Yeah.
But like, if Peacemaker wants to be like the top dog of peace, he don't have to need the ultimate helmet at some point.
Nah, I kind of like the ongoing gig that each helmet only does one thing and one thing only.
Bro,
That
I like
just makes you really
bro.
have
He's
to
gonna have to start
decide.
carrying them around, bro. He can have like a keychain of helmets, man.
I think that just adds more stakes, to So
Yeah, what you I'm not talking about this season. I just mean like eventually down there. I like to see him have like a final fight in that room where you have to keep switching from head to head.
Yep. Audience, I'll pit Peacemaker's helmet against Iron Man's helmet any day of the week, So
It depends on the helmet, bro. You trying to get messed up.
like audience in the
yes. Slightly flying helmet, no.
Audience in the comics, there's literally a helmet whose power is to shrink people's dicks.
Bro, how does Dad even make that?
He's taken away a person's manhood, man. What's more lethal than that? Think of it that way, Austin.
How mad he was to do that.
Yep.
Maybe he was insecure about his own size that he has to make other people feel insecure.
Well, but at that
There
point,
you go. That will be his sick way of making himself above average by comparison. In that case.
I just thought about it. What if he planned to use it on his son? Because they gave Peacemaker this tree trunk. The one, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
On his son, but then he didn't see him for a long time. He forgot about it. I don't need to be big. You got to be bigger than you. You understand that, Peacemaker?
There you go. Man, we should each come up with a custom design, a custom helmet. Guys, have any idea what you want your helmet to do?
I want a helmet that does headbutts, but like in the most awkward fashion of all time. But it literally flies off my head to hit you in the head and flies back to my head.
Oh wow, like a boomerang helmet.
Something goofy that I can do mid-fight while fighting someone else. This is gonna be my version of the boomerang era.
Oh, okay, there you go. What will your helmet do?
Help me sleep at night.
Okay, the sleeper helmet. Nice. Jake?
I'm very tired.
Gotcha. Jake, what will your helmet do?
My helmet would do my work for me.
That too.
Okay.
People are team, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my helmet would use solar radiation. Yeah, I'm going full solar beam on all y'all. There you go.
You know what, Cryptid? I think I need that more than you for a very specific reason. I live in a place where we get a lot of sun, so much sun that we don't have daylight savings time. So I can use that to charge up the helmet and say "fuck all y'all" and blast out with a solar beam to all the snowbirds.
There you go,
Yeah,
audience.
to all the snowbird from Marvel Comics fans.
Gotcha. So, alrighty then. I guess we talked enough about peace for one night. You guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Jake, this is
I
you,
didn't watch
dude.
it earlier, so Jake, go ahead, tell us what happened.
It was a Spider-Man Noir trailer. I remember looking at it and being like, "This looks cheap," but it's,
No,
it's
based
I
on
mean,
what we saw
like,
about
I
all the
have a,
scenes,
I think
bro.
they're trying to replicate like actual noir films from the 30s
Yeah.
because if you guys didn't know, the original noir universe, which I'm in the process of reading, I barely got to the second book, which is Spider-Man Noir. You're gonna have to give me a minute. You know, it is set in like the 30s, so it would make sense for it to like look like that.
Yeah, but that's go ahead, Witch.
Oh no, I just wanted to say, like, if I read Spider-Man Noir and I watch this show and this show is absolute ass, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it will. Don't forget, Peter Parker being Spider-Man was the last minute thing they did. Originally, they were not going to be Peter Parker Spider-Man. It started the show. We talked about it on stream. They said it multiple times. Originally, we knew it was going to be a Spider-Man Noir set show, but we weren't going to follow Peter Parker.
Wow. This ain't going. This by the looks of the trailer, we're not going to get Peter Parker in this film audience. In this project, we're going to get Spider-Man Noir.
Don't forget, this also their canceling of their shared universe stuff. It also led to them changing stuff for the show as well.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it just looks like one of those novelty series. I will watch it just for the experience of it, of seeing a noir project done, because I haven't seen one of those done in years. So
no, I mean, like, to Witch's point about it being from the 30s, like, it looks like first off, we don't film things like the 30s for a reason anymore. But even if we did,
there's no favor to want to watch it if you are more interested.
But even if we did, even if that is the reason.
Okay, I know.
Well, I was gonna. Even if which is correct, and that's the vibe they're going for, which fine if you do it artistically, fine. It's like it wants to. I don't get that from this only because it's filmed in black and white, sure, but then you have an action scene that looks like it's from the modern day. It just looks cheap.
What you want the bang pow swing?
Well, no, I'm just like I don't even want to be. I don't know what I want. I just know that, like, maybe Sin City, bro. Like, I don't know.
So,
like,
okay, so in 2016, there was this movie release that was filmed on actual like 1960s cameras, and if you watch it, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, what is this?" I feel it's called The Love Witch, by the way. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's pretty good. I recommend it. But I feel like if they would have done something along the lines of that, I think that would have made this look a little less cheap, in my opinion.
They could at least did house if you've seen that. They also had like the same style of effect, trying to capture old style. But
I mean, like, keep in mind, it worked pretty well for Werewolf by Night, but that's because that's a little bit different.
Like they said, they want you to feel like the 1930s, but everything but the cinematography is clearly not going to be 1930s.
No, I just wish it was. I mean, keep in mind, this is like the first like teaser trailer, so we got some time, but like we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't have the staging angles that the 30s used.
The other question to ask now is this because it's Nicolas Cage specifically, is this canon to Spider-Verse?
It can be because it's the multiverse.
That's what I'm saying. Is this supposed to be the same Nick from Spider-Verse? Then that explains why he fights like on day, to be fair.
Yeah, Austin, this is a Sony project, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then who cares about continuity, man?
Because this is Spider-Man specifically. This is the big names from their animated films. This isn't the Sony Venom, just random nigga stuff.
Nah, I still hold them to that like questionnaire the writers had. Like, do you really think we have a dartboard?
Actually,
for all
Cryptid.
this?
Actually,
No.
Austin,
I
it's not.
don't think they have a dark. I think they're gonna be like, well, this because Noir didn't really tell you a lot about where he came from. You know,
No,
it wasn't a color.
I want to say it's not, and I'll tell you why. Because this was already confirmed when he got to the sequel that he would just be animated. Because we saw when they brought the MCU characters in here, they were just the live action characters.
They cared enough to do that. They don't have to do that, to be fair.
Well, we're just ignoring that maybe, but I
think they'll lie and say they connected and ignore that.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know if Sony has this
woman. And don't forget the same lady who was sitting next to Kevin Feige said, "Yeah, Venom is fully connected, bro. Venom is fully."
Okay, so I haven't read it yet, but I do plan on reading the original Spider-Man Noir book when I work on my reading of the Noir universe. It's gonna take me a while. Okay, I just finished X-Men Noir, but that's not important.
Yeah.
As long as the vibes are there, I think I might be a little bit forgiving, but we'll have to wait and see. But as long as the tone is there, and I don't know, maybe it'll be nice to have like a Golden Age hero, like the original Angel, but he's dead in the Noir universe. So.
Own that. Why would they have that?
I don't know. Figure it out, because he's not a mutant. The original Angel's not a mutant. You can pull up a Golden Age hero and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't change anything. He's still Angel. They don't own him. They're not gonna make a deal for one X-Men character regardless.
No, I'm talking about the original Golden Age Angel. He's not a mutant. He's not related to the X-Men at all.
Okay.
Look him up.
Yep.
I refuse to do that, but okay. I believe you.
I just think it'd be interesting to have like a Golden Age hero. Give them some love for once.
If they want me to watch it, I need them to do Uncle Ben's Death for Noir. And I'm not going to spoil it because we haven't read it. But if you know how Uncle Ben died in that book, it's the worst way he ever died.
Oh, so, God
damn. So I kind of, if they're going that far with it, I'll definitely at least entertain watching it. Jake's probably not going to watch it because it's black. To be honest with you.
I'll watch it when I want to go to sleep.
Oh, dang. I gotta show you some Charlie Chaplin and some Three Stooges one of these days, man. So.
For real, we're gonna remember, Jake. We watched that 1940s Beauty and the Beast movie. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was in black and white. I enjoyed my time with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, audience, Spider-Man Noir is happening. May or may not see it. Who knows? Depends on the day, you know. So.
I'll probably watch like an episode until. I say that now, and then we're gonna get closer to the release, and you're gonna realize how I'm gonna probably realize how terrible it looks. And be like, I'll watch this when I feel like it.
You don't watch it because you want to watch it.
Yeah.
No, remember, you're gonna watch it for Nicolas Cage. That's my mom's logic.
Unless Sony them, I don't. Look, unless they do the Uncle Ben death, the way I think they'll do it, they're nowhere really in the classic Nicolas Cage freak out.
Bro, this show wants to be.
Do you think we're gonna see Priest Venom in this?
Yeah, that's what we need.
If they stick with the war story, we should get Kingpin, Vulture, I think Doc Ock, and like other street level Spider-Man people. I think
I love how they fight so hard just not to do a Spider-Man 2099 spinoff, bro. They'll go to the past of the 30s.
Jake, it's cheaper to do this, dude. What are you talking about? Come on.
Bro, we could just have a whole new era of Spider-Man content, all right? And y'all just like not doing it. It's crazy, especially because people like Miguel, bro.
Leave Miles possibility.
There you go.
Yep, gotcha. So, alrighty, audience. You guys, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I hope the vibe is there. That's all I ask.
Yep.
What do we have after this? We have one more topic.
No. We have one more media. We have one more media topic before we go to comic news.
Okay, no, bro, keep going. I'll tag something on the back if we have time. But yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Guess with that we can move on to the next one, audience.
What the hell am I looking at?
He-Man set codes.
Bro, you know what? I don't know why you said that because this is W just casual casting. Bro. Look at him in the pink shirt. Look at their
Yeah, that's
shirt.
not Adam.
No,
Who's that?
bro.
That's not my boy
modern,
Adam.
bro. That's not Adam. Who's that guy?
That's Adam, bro.
That is
No.
not Adam.
No, this must be like
That
this.
is not Adam.
Well, Adam is just He-Man all the time.
Y'all,
But that's not like the modern day He-Man.
y'all
Guys.
hating. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Adam will not be caught
Guys.
dead. And, bro, he'll be wearing a pink vest.
No, look at this.
I have a feeling on what this plot is going to be like. I just don't want to say anything.
Gotcha. Guys, look at it this way, right? This is how you could tell that nobody will ever assume Adam is He-Man when he's wearing
Look
the
at
sweater.
him, bro.
Nobody will see. Nobody can know
to be
the
fair,
muscles
no.
in them.
He have the same hair and stuff, and just shirtless. It's still He-Man, bro. Like they'll have to go the current day route. When he Adam will be like a hemophobe monster. That was
Oh man, that was the thing, audience, when it came to He-Man, right? Nobody noticed that He-Man was Prince Adam, because like apparently nobody could tell that's just Prince Adam without his shirt on.
My favorite one is that he actively told them, "Look over there," ran behind the tree, said He-Man.
He-Man.
I have the power. And he looked at the lightning bolts, and He-Man walked behind from the tree. And they was like, "Where's Adam?" He said, "Oh." And he
Regardless,
he didn't say anything else.
regardless
And
of your
people-
opinion on that show, in Revelations, I did like the transformation between Twink Adam and Twunk Adam.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
I think it was a very interesting take on it.
It sounds gross. They got
But-
Adam is still pretty good.
Twink and Twunk, shut up. Okay, leave me alone. Let me have this, okay? Let me have
The
this.
best-
Okay, this
best
just looks
one.
like a normal dude.
Yeah.
Because he's
Just like-
Adam. He's You're not
Yeah, he's Prince Adam. Okay,
this
not-
dude rips his shirt off. You're not gonna
random
think that's
guy.
He-Man, bro.
That's
gonna
just
look
a
at it.
random guy
Yeah,
next to a
but-
cosplayer.
You're going to look at
That
how
looks
God
like a
when he takes his
cosplay
shirt off.
girlfriend and her normie boyfriend. Like, what do you want from me?
I guess it depends on how goofy you're trying to go with it. Because there's not anything wrong with going with He-Man, as long as you like stay with that.
We'll
But-
get a pop.
But having people casually believe that these people are too stupid to realize this guy just ripped his shirt off and then said he was He-Man. That might be a little bit too much for a modern day audience of He-Man. Okay?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get bumped up. I think he's gonna get
Yeah.
a he's gonna get a
Guys,
I need.
look.
That was like the
Look at
same
the
guy
buff.
flexing his muscle.
Where
That's what I'm
is his
saying.
freaking harnesses?
We'll get them. We'll get them.
You can see some of it behind the
Oh, okay, yeah, I
board.
see a little bit of it, but that's all I see. I need.
No,
This is not
They're
anything.
doing the cross one instead of like the X one.
This
Look,
looks
even-
like this looks like what you would see in a quote unquote men's fitness magazine, quote
Mhm.
unquote.
Look like He-Man the porno. I'll be honest.
This
Why are
looks
there
like a
so many-
porno.
Why are there so many
Hey.
quotes? Which? What does that mean?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you just need to have a muscular, right? Like, you're never
Yeah.
going to be able to find that perfect person who's going to embody the actual bodybuilder type unless you actually get the bodybuilding. It's like
be fair.
it's like the same thing.
If they want to go full goofy, they could have just hired a really small guy and then get a guy who looks similar to him to be He-Man. That'd be kind of funny.
I think it would be even funnier if they were brothers. If you found a set of brothers,
Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
you need to find a set of brothers, right?
Yeah.
One of them has to be Twink and one of them has to be Twunk. And there you go. That's your Adam to He-Man.
I want a regular guy to say I have the power to turn to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian.
I have
Yeah.
the power.
We need to see that 80 we need to see that 80s machismo again, okay? And I feel it, and like that's partially what He-Man is.
They're
Yeah.
probably gonna do that. They're probably gonna do the trailer where it's like, oh god, it's like the '80s show all over again. They're gonna do like the '80s music and
So
like
I want to say, I think just get rid of the secret Adam is not a He-Man thing at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
actually laughing at Cody because he's what these movies plan to go.
you
But-
wanted to be like the truth is I am He-Man.
I want to end with this transfer for everybody. I am He-Man. And people are like, what the fuck? And that's how
They're like, what the fuck is
I want to be
He-Man?
the first cuss word in this land, bro.
I have a feeling based on the first set photo that we have what the plot is gonna be. Okay. Do you guys want to hear me out on this?
Go
It
ahead.
I'm probably wrong, but this is just a theory. A game theory. Just kidding. So I think what they're gonna do, okay, is that they're gonna get like a normal guy from our world, right? And then he's gonna find this like relic, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then he's gonna activate some power, and then because of that, some of the people from the other world are gonna be like, "You have to come with us and help save our world."
You know, buddy, I had the opposite thought where he finds the relic of power, and it says read the words. He says, "I have the power," and it teleports him to their plan.
Yeah,
So, like,
either way.
But he's Skeletor. He's the evil Skeletor.
Do you see what I'm talking about, though? That feels like what the plot is based on the first set photo.
It does, Wedge. It
I
does.
swear, Austin, if we're right, if either one of us are fully right, oh my god, that's gonna be insane.
It's because he's wearing regular clothes, and to be fair, he might not be filming right now, but he is wearing like modern day clothes, so it implies something to do with modern day, one way or another.
I forgot his mom's.
That's a problem.
I forgot his mom's from Earth. Like that was the plot. Like his dad's from here, his mom's from Earth, so she might just have clothes for him or some shit. I don't know.
There you go.
Imagine if this is just like a Hallmark movie, but with like men in loincloths.
We're not giving him credit for just knowing his life after death and making clothes until he's like 4.
Listen, she's like, listen, I know the top Versace's model. I made clothes on Earth, bro. I stitched this for you based off Earth design.
If they're trying to be accurate. We know we're probably going to get Skeletor correct and all this stuff. The real question is, do you think they have the right situated so they can use She-Ra?
Nah. This is the.
I think.
Not in She-Ra.
I think if they did, I think if they did have the rights to all of it, I think she might be like a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yes. This is He-Man's first movie, so if you want to do She-Ra, that's more of like a sequel sort of thing.
This second movie.
We're not counting the 90s. You know, this is going to be the first.
No, we don't count. We don't count stuff from the 80s and 90s.
This is going to be the first movie He-Man's had in a while. This is going to be his own universe, this and that. So you kind of do need to have He-Man be the spotlight character. So if you want She-Ra to come in, again, that should be like a sequel. Yeah.
What if they pull Kevin Smith and kill off He-Man?
No, then y'all learned your lesson on what Kevin Smith did. So, all right.
I didn't like Revolution. To be fair, I think the stuff. Well, I didn't like killing He-Man off in their first return, even though the show's not called He-Man. I didn't like the Evil-Lyn stuff. I thought the Evil-Lyn stuff was the worst stuff he could have did. So he kept saying connect to the 60 show, and he retconned literally everything about Evil-Lyn.
Yep.
But Revolution, or whatever the fuck the last one was, Revelation, I don't remember.
Revelation was the first one. Revolution was the second one.
Revolution did bring it back, and bring me back up.
It did.
Except for the democracy part, but everything else was pretty tough. So, if they killed He-Man briefly, I will be a little bit more patient if the movie is done well.
Gotcha.
I think we might see something at San Diego Comic-Con, but I make no promises on any of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if I see anything, I will let you know.
Oh yeah, this reminds me. For some reason, He-Man has a crossover with TMNT right now. What's going on, bro? What the fuck is going to turn in?
I don't know, man. Dude.
Speaking of TMNT, if you want to see some of the original cast and also the creator of the comics, you should go to Tucson Comic Con this year. Promoting.
Wait, which comics?
Which?
The originals.
Okay. Just Jason Aaron, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, it's not Jason Aaron. If I got to meet Jason Aaron in person, I would have to hold back everything to be like, what the hell was that Namor run? You're telling me Chris Cantwell did a better Namor run than you?
Yeah, man, fuck Chris Cantwell, man. I can't believe
No,
this.
but he wrote Briar, and Briar's great.
Well, to be fair, when he
Oh.
writes his own people, he is good. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
But-
does original stuff, it's good. But when he does stuff that's already pre-existing, he's like me.
Hey, Witch, here's a question for you. I know you said you watched that trash race sequence from Revelation, right? Did you see the
I only
transformation?
watched like the first part of that
Gotcha.
Masters of the Universe show.
Did you see the transformation sequence of Revolution between He-Man and Teela?
No.
I liked
You
it. I didn't
got
like the music, bro. They toned down the music, trying to make it more romantic, but it was just bad.
Well, no. Dude, that transformation sequence was hyped as heck, man. Well, at least from my opinion.
Good. I didn't like the change to the music because the He-Man transformation music they showed was actually great. And they
Bro,
sold it
bestie, I
make it
still
more
have to
romantic,
watch.
and it was
I
really
still have
bad.
to watch the last season of Blood of Zeus. You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, Blood of
speaking-
Zeus reference Epic the musical. Apparently, I have to watch it too.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Oh,
We'll find it. We'll find the time to watch it.
gotcha. By the way, speaking of Tila audience, let's get a full shot of Tila's picture here.
She doesn't look bad. I'm just glad she's a redhead.
Yeah. I'm
People don't
down
know.
with this.
Her movies, her being a redhead, she'll be black right now. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. I think Hollywood's is wanting to tone down a bit on that now. We saw that will happen with Jimmy
I'm
Olsen.
expecting to be a black
Superman.
man. Just look at the face.
We see that happen with Jimmy Olsen, like in the upcoming Superman
Everybody.
film. Yeah, he looks like Jimmy Olsen. You know.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
they're trying to be more accurate with certain people. Like I said, the way I see it, if it's their first adaptation in a long time, or their first adaptation ever, you should do your best to make it as accurate as possible. After that, if you want to change some stuff, change some other stuff, I'll be more lenient because we already have good versions of casting of how they look. I can be that's the only reason I'm okay with Pedro's Reed. I have two Richards who look just like Reed Richards for me. I'm totally fine with this.
You know,
Gotcha.
if this movie does well, if people like this movie, do you think we're gonna get another Gem in the, or do you think we're gonna try again with a Gem in the Holograms live action?
Jimmy's excited.
You know what? I wouldn't put that past them because it seems like a lot of franchises are bringing back 80s and 90s content.
Well,
like,
here's
even
the
in
thing.
comics,
Here's
you
the
know?
thing, Krypton.
Cartoon.
If you didn't know, back in around 2015, they released a live action Gem in the Holograms movie that was so bad that they had to take it out of theaters like immediately.
They have like a robot just show up in their house or something, or dad bought it or something.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So here's my story watching that movie. I just came out of seeing I think it was like a Kung Fu Panda movie. And I went to go see like what the gems was in another theater. And I didn't know much about gems, but I looked at the what was happening on screen. I looked at my phone where I was looking at the intro. I looked back up at the screen. I looked back at my phone and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna watch this. I'm gonna go home.
No, I refuse to watch that movie, and I'm the same person who suffered through the Netflix adaptation of Death Note. Like,
hey, wait, we suffered through that too.
We all suffered in one way or another. The only good thing about that movie was Ryuk, surprisingly.
Gotcha. But yeah. Anyway, audience, He-Man set photos. I think Tila looks awesome.
It looks well. Like that. I just hope when it comes to He-Man, they handle the identity thing a little bit better because I can't. I don't know, bro. I can't deal with the. He just looks exactly the same. I can't deal with it, bro. I can't.
Austin, if you can handle that situation with Superman and Clark Kent and nobody knows that they're the same person, you can do it.
Superman thing is more based in truth, and like he does stuff with his body and not look like this guy. He-Man is just they just shirtless him. To be fair, he does get a deeper voice. But if you're telling me if I know the Prince of our kingdom and I see He-Man the same day, I'm thinking it's the same person. I told you, if I didn't know Superman personally, or run into Superman personally,
but Adam is publicly
I know Superman look like, and I'm looking for Superman. I'm clearly seeing him.
You're forgetting that Adam is publicly a loser. They know him as a loser his whole life, bro. They're not gonna think he's this Giga Chad fighting armies of
That's why I was thinking. I was thinking about the boy. He's playing it. He's gonna take over the kingdom with it.
Wait, breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Breaking news.
What?
The whole time.
Breaking news. A very specific online comic service for free is back.
Okay, cool.
Read All
Cool.
Comics is back after months.
Cool.
I'm trying to use the Batcave
Which is
or
appropriate. Which is
Batcave is
appropriate.
good though, but like I
It's
wanna.
good, man. I'm not used to it, man.
Yeah, which is appropriate because right now we're finished with the media topics, audience. Now we're about to go to the comic topics.
Wait. This photo, bro. What the guy got on his head?
What?
The guy who's balding, is that a hat or just a piece of hair?
I think
That
that's a
looks
piece
like
of
his
hair.
hair. Yeah.
Don't be rude.
What's wrong with his hair? All
Don't
right,
be
all right.
fucking rude.
I didn't have no idea that he has a really small top hat, bro. They just part of the film.
Gotcha. But all right, then, audience. With that, I think we should move on. So, Austin, you want to do the honors?
The Killuminati? I get that he said?
Killuminati.
It's so stupid.
Killuminati is here. And we have all 6 members. And as you can see, they're just evil versions of the heroes who are already doing evil stuff at that point. At least they didn't think they were, but they really was. Iron Apex, Reed with like Mr. Ouroboros. How many pictures did you upload? Did you upload all of them?
I got 4 of them.
Okay, go ahead. Professor Extinction, and then Lucas Charles. So people don't know. Lucas Charles was the old protege of Black Panther. I don't remember what happened to him in 616, but he used to be the protege of Black Panther. He was supposed to be the next up. Next photo. Wait. No. First, go back. I forgot to talk about this.
Okay,
Why is Professor Extinction so goddamn buff?
I know, right, dude?
Because he's done a rerun. Why does he have mind powers? Why is he working out every day?
Maybe
look at
he decided he was like, I'm gonna have a lot of sex with Lilandra, and that this is what happened to me.
Or a better explanation would be that, hey, if Emma Frost can use her powers to make people think she's a blonde, Xavier can use his powers to make people think he's a bodybuilder. There you go.
That's really funny. He's like very like anorexic the whole time.
There you go.
Like I said, twink to twunk for some reason.
Next photo. This is Guru Strange. And he's just a creepy old Doctor Strange, bro.
Dude, it looks like he's missing. It looks like he's missing a joint. Like seriously, you don't get those vibes, guys?
Yeah, he's definitely high. He found a way to get.
I think he might be more than high.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely does, man.
Yeah.
This man found a way to get high off the medical arts, bro. People wish. Go to the next photo. I'm excited for this one for Jake. Jake's greatest enemy, Dr. Ouroboros.
Wait, that's supposed to be Reed?
Yep.
Oh.
Mr. Ouroboros, Reed Richards of that timeline.
Seems like he suffered enough. I'm not going to kick him
Ouroboros is the idea of like a never-ending snake eating its own tail and just wrapping around each other, like keep going and going. So it's like forever. And I guess that's the point. This he can stretch forever or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That looks like something out of the Cancerverse.
And look at his best friend, Bolt. Not even black. He just Bolt.
Oh, dude.
He's not black anymore? Oh, my God.
We talk about this Black Bolt's first appearance in years now?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
I think since when the Cyborg, I think the Inhuman showed up one time after they left.
You know, society discriminates against the Inhumans, man. Yeah. And then people want to give X-Men grief. Come on, try imagining what life is like being an Inhuman for once, audience.
Imagine what it's like to be chilling on your home island, just like not bothering anyone, and then all of a sudden some asshole humans decided, yes, we're gonna fuck your shit up for no reason. How about you think about that, Cryptid? Have you ever thought about that? Did you read the Hellfire Gala issue?
Wait, you know that happened to the Inhumans, right?
Yeah.
And vaguely.
They don't have an island, but they have like their own city. They got attacked by humans.
Yep.
Shit, I need that. Okay.
You know, there was an.
Sorry,
You
I
know,
threw a piece of clothing that I normally wear
wait,
on the other
wait,
side of my room.
wait,
We're fine.
wait. You know, wait. You know
Inhumans? Go
you
ahead.
know the Inhumans had an event against the human, right? It was called the
Did you
Silent
not
War.
Did you not read anything post Krakoa? That shit was fucking wild.
You
Right
should read.
now, it's rough
You should
for
read the
us. At least,
you
like,
should
I'm
see
just shocked that we're getting books. You're not gonna. I don't give a shit about the Inhumans. That's why I'm here.
And what? You almost said something really mean to you.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
give a shit about the Inhumans. The only two that I care about is Kamala and Lockjaw. I barely care about the Inhumans. You're gonna have to move on. Put those two back in the Cancerverse, and then let's move on.
Okay, I'll let Romeo know you feel that way about his kind witch. So,
Here's the thing:
yeah.
I don't read enough about Romeo to give a shit. All I know is that he's dating Iceman sometimes. Bobby's too much of a hot mess to be even dating Christian Frost or Romeo. You're gonna have to give him a break, okay? You leave me out of this conversation. Put those two back in the Cancerverse. They look atrocious. What the fuck is happening to Reed?
Austin, you were saying something?
No, I'm saying it's just kind of funny. Humans are probably the only people that can truly understand the X-Men and what they go through, but they all hate each other.
I know, right?
You know what? I don't know who to blame, but I'm blaming Thanos. It feels right.
No, funny enough, it is Thanos' fault. Thanos made Black Bolt explode the bomb that started the whole human X-Men war.
Yeah. Did you see what he looked like when he was born?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be interesting because it's the people. If you don't see the title, it's the New Avengers, which was supposed to be the team from the movies, but it's not the team from the movies at all.
Let me read
and the random people and Black Widow.
Can you take this picture off and put another picture on? Because I don't like looking at
Go
Reed.
back to
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read the premise of this book, audience. Okay, so some threats that arise in Marvel Universe are so great they ignite an all new eras of Earth's mightiest heroes. This June, the Killuminati, mysterious doubles of the Illuminati, threaten the world, assembling not just the mightiest, but the world's deadliest heroes.
Wait, where's Namor? There has to be a Namor version, right?
We might have some surprises
later. If they went to the original 6 first, from my understanding.
Yeah, but wasn't Namor on the original 6?
No, he came in later.
Yeah.
Him, Beast, and some other people were like the second round of Illuminati.
Oh, I thought he was an original cast member.
Mm-hmm.
In the Illuminati orgy, which I'm calling it now. We're calling it the Illuminorgy.
When they had the book, he was in that one. But when the Illuminati first showed up, he was not in the actual page.
He was like, I'm too busy being cooler than you to be a part of the Illuminati.
But based on how they did read and stuff, I would not want to see what Namor looks like.
Have you seen? Just imagine what he looks like in the Cancerverse, and then imagine something similar to that. Not quite there, but like almost there.
It's a real ugly fish, like an actual fish.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll send you a picture cryptid if you want it.
There you go.
So you read out the team, the cryptid, if you can.
Wait, what was that?
Did the article say the team?
The creative team is going to be, let's see, it's going to be written by Sam Humphries.
No. Like the character teams, like the heroes.
Oh, let's see. If I can find them.
I think if you go in the article, they did have a picture with the team on it, but I didn't see it the first time. I know it's Black Widow and a bunch of other people who are not in the movie.
Nah, the only pictures I found in the article were before I just showed. So.
Okay, well, you talk about this. I'll find it real quick and then tell you the thing.
Okay. So, yeah, audience, another version of Illuminati's going out there. So, yeah, it can't be any worse than the last time I read a Killuminati book, which was by Deadpool. You know? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was horrible, which I'll tell you that.
Trust me, I've read a decent amount of bad books.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
actually
idea
really
was
tempted to talk about one of the books from the Mangaverse tomorrow.
uh,
I'll see how much you guys want to suffer and how much I want to re-suffer reading it.
got you.
It was bad. What the fuck was happening? I don't know.
I had that same thought when I saw Reed.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Bucky, Black Widow, Namor, Clea, Hulk, Carnage, and Laura Kinney.
Ooh, okay.
So, for people who don't know, wondering about Carnage, Carnage is Eddie Brock right now, and Carnage and Eddie are trying to find a new serial killer to get the Carnage symbiote. But they are in the same situation as with Venom and MJ, where they can't be separated or they will die.
Oh dang. Go back to being black, not red. You know, hey, some people are red, some people are black. You know, so
I think it's very bad of them to do this with this team, considering none of these people, except for Hulk, have real history with the Illuminati, who sent him in space.
yeah.
But I still think it should have been an Avengers story, like a regular Avengers story, or at least a West Coast Avengers story. The fact that we're fighting 6 people and none of those 6 evil versions of people and none of them on this team is baffling to me. Usually that's like a prime thing they love to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at this team, what their designs are, dude, and all I'm just thinking about is this is how the Batman Who Laughs would see the event, would see these people, you know?
Also, can they stop putting Dable on random team books? He would not work with these people. Like, no, it's really like he be sick, bro. He would not work with any of these people. Except for like Bucky. Maybe if Bucky has.
It's the only way he'll remain relevant, Austin. Because let's be honest, a Namor only book will not sell.
Not with Jason Aaron writing it.
That was like not good. The only reason why I even read the whole thing was because there was an artist that I liked on it, and the art was good. The writing, as my friend would say, who is a major Namor fan, that shit was so out of character for him.
Gotcha. But all right.
Yeah, this team is okay. I don't know why they didn't just do the movie team, because that's usually what they do. Yeah. Oh, we did a movie. We want y'all to read a comic based on like you want you to read a comic with the same name. We'll put the same team in there. I get it'll be a harder sell because there's no way you'll get John Walker, Elaine, and stuff from the comics on the same team. And Sentry's dead.
Yeah.
So, but when this book was announced, I thought it was gonna be the rebirth of Sentry because we got a new female Sentry, well, Solaris, but they haven't done anything with her.
Oh man, I think they were just waiting to see what the reaction would be to Sentry in the big screen to have a final say as to what they're going to do with him going forward. You know, so.
Well, even when Sentry comes back, he won't have the void anymore because Noel ate that.
Ooh. So what you do is you're going to have to give him what the Hulk went through after he got beaten up by Thanos. The Sentry is scared. He is scared. So, but yeah, Killuminati audience. Yeah,
that's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
I know, but yeah, it's one of those books I don't think I'm going to pick up. Just not really any characters there that's has me invested in it. So maybe Black Ball, though. Maybe I might see it for that. So yeah. You guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Bam. Who wants to do the honors of this one?
The fuck am I looking at?
Well, we'll know what this is.
That's just the guy.
Okay, I'll read it. So the Ultimate Universe originally was supposed to be given to Donny Cates.
Thank goodness it went to Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, what was that, Austin?
Just Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man. Nah, dude, I thought it would have made more sense if he had the Ultimate Universe in general, because he's really the one who set that up with the Maker when he was writing his book in Venom, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't his pitch. It was still Jonathan Hickman's pitch.
Okay, gotcha.
Remember, no, you got to remember the whole thing with the Donny Cates set up was just to make her going back home, and then he did that, and then they rewrote that so he never left.
Oh wow, hard to get all this straight. So okay, so
I didn't like it, but whatever.
Yeah, Donny Cates originally supposed to be the one that writes Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah. So apparently,
what?
he went through what he was. So he shipped to Darsky, and Chip Zdarsky said, "No, you should write this."
No, it's because like Chip Zdarsky saw like the script that Hickman wrote apparently for for Spider-Man, and Chip Zdarsky was like, "Dude, I don't want to write this. I want to read it." So yeah, that's why he gave it to Java Hickman to do. So
in Jonathan Hickman, we trust.
Yep.
No, I kind of went Chip Zdarsky wrote over Spider-Man, then Jonathan Hickman wrote the Ultimate Universe book, the Ultimate book.
Oh yes,
I don't know what's up with Jonathan Hickman and like him being able to revitalize an entire group of comics, but he can do it.
Well,
he's done it twice.
Well, at this point,
he would like X-Men.
Yeah,
it was X-Men and then Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, which in this scenario, Marvel kind of owes him a favor because of what happened with his X-Men run. So they were like, okay, we'll give
here you go. Here's the new Ultimate Universe.
And that's also what he has. That's also what Imperial is because of the X-Men stuff. So he finally tell the story he wanted to tell. That was gonna be a part 2 of Critical.
There you go. So win-win at the end of the day. So yep, audience.
Yeah, I was both of the people like this. I had no idea who Donny Cates. They look like a random white man, bro.
I just wanted to find the goofiest picture I could of Donny Cates.
He's one of the places that Budweiser, bro. I had no idea who Donny Cates.
Yeah. That won't surprise me. So, yeah, audience.
He did announce he was coming back to Marvel soon. So, I think personally he's going to take over the Imperial stuff after Jonathan Hickman leaves. So people don't know, Imperial is going to be a 4-issue book that revitalizes Marvel's cosmic space, and then other writers are taking over. I think Donny Cates is taking over that.
Ooh.
Because Donny Cates is one of his other books he's best known for is Silver Surfer, and even his Venom stuff ended up going back to space and gods and stuff. It's really what Donny Cates loves to do, even his Thor run. So I feel like they're just giving him the keys to that and let him do what he wants.
I remember Donny Cates was a superstar writer back in his heyday.
So what you want about how he does characters? I don't like the retcons he do with stuff people either. He one of those writers that who just come in and rewrite whatever they want. The problem is, at least it's good. It's not like Tom King and Tom Taylor or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Yeah.
I like the changes are controversial, but at least the book is good. Like his stomach the changes. They doesn't like have like that with a lot of writers.
There you go. So, all right, audience. Yeah, we can always think of what could have been. I just don't recall Donny Cates ever writing Spider-Man in his books before. He might have, but
he wrote Spider-Man in Absolute Carnage.
That's true.
Yeah, people love it.
Yeah, that was back.
I like how he's wearing the more comic era, like Doctor Strange cloak and Infinity Gauntlet instead of like the MCU ones. I could appreciate that.
It's funny because the Gauntlet does not matter at all.
There you go. But anyway, so that you guys will move on to the last topic of the night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I might as well get this one covered.
It's not the last topic.
Willow Wilson is writing the Black Cat book.
You want to take you to?
Oh, that the Invisible Man one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. All right, I'll get the picture set up. Let's talk about the Willow Wilson coming back to write Black Cat. So I know Willow Wilson has been writing DC for a bit, so I think this is kind of her first.
Yeah, she's been mostly working on Poison Ivy, I think.
Yep. So I'm proud of G. Willow Wilson because it could have been so. It could
Thompson
have been
problem.
so. Oh, what was that, Austin?
And then the kind of my problem though, it kind of comes back to like the Kelly Thompson problem, where all these people and well, these female writers only write girls. A lot of the girls start to blend in the same,
Right.
at least dialogue wise. I've been for
If she writes this version of Black Cat,
If she writes this version of Black Cat, like what?
TV cut out. That was very funny.
I know.
sorry,
I was like,
if she wrote Black Cat in this book to talk in the same manner of Kamala Khan, yes, I will understand a problem there.
I don't think
Very
I don't think she would do
Yeah.
I don't think she will. I can see her like taking a lot of stuff from like Poison Ivy. It's because they supposed to be like the semi-seductress type style.
They're similar. They're similar
The problem
characters.
is, like with Black Cat. The problem is Black Cat and Ivy had like evolved in like totally different ways from the characters. Like that basis was that if I read dialogue and I still get that same type of feel, kind of throw me off. Because same thing about Black Cat. You cannot be a Black Cat fan. Outside of Spider-Man books, she got a lot of development in the last few years.
That's true.
Even just teaming up with other heroes, even just like taking over the Thieves Guild and all that other stuff, which should be brought back.
Mm-hmm.
She is not like the same character she was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like it feels like anytime she show up in any other book other than Spider-Man, they kind of just reset her to that character she was. If that makes sense. It's like, oh, well, I remember Black Cat like this, but it's not my writer. And that's one word.
It's just going back to like the ultimate cat and mouse chase,
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like a different reaction when I heard the news of G. Willow Wilson writing Black Cat, because like I want to say like I'm proud of her because it could have damn well have been easy for Marvel to go up to her and say, "Yeah, we want you to write Miss Marvel miniseries," because G. Willow Wilson's most acclaimed mark in Marvel was with Kamala Khan, but she already told the stories she could tell with Kamala. She's pretty much done,
I got
like
to meet G. Willow Wilson at Comic-Con last year, and she was so nice.
That's amazing.
But keep in mind, it wasn't at the con itself. It was at the San Diego Chinese little museum, like cultural center that they have. I don't remember what it was actually called, but they were having like a little mini event, and she was there. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just stop by. I have nothing. I don't have a badge for Saturday.
She does seem like a classy lady, Damn, what was I about to say?
What writers to do, because writers can't decide if Black Cat has powers or not, and it's kind of getting old.
Yeah.
So people don't know, canonically, Black Cat has bad luck powers.
Yep.
The problem is they aren't like they aren't effective as like domino powers. They're like slight. So say if you're chasing her, you might randomly slip, and you wouldn't be able to tell that's her power if you're just reading the book. But it is her power. It's to help her get away. I think the only
for her
that picked up her powers was playing up Goblin Spider 2017.
I would compare that power to Longshot, but I don't remember the details on Longshot's powers.
It is a really low version of Domino's.
Okay.
Like it doesn't help you. Like she gets shot at, some of the bullets might miss, but it's not going to make her like damn near invincible. She's going to get hurt. She might get lucky enough that they hit her heart.
Fair enough.
So I would like a run where they fully like tackle her powers, or they give her an arc where they boost her powers up, but they keep doing Spider-Man for some reason. But I would love her to have like just for an arc, that full domino effect. I'm gonna realize how terrible it is.
Dude, do you want to have it be that like the Peter Parker luck is all because of her power?
They both have their luck powers going at the same time. That'd be very funny. That'd be a funny book.
It'll be a canceling of each other's out at that point, So, yeah, Black Cat audience. Yeah, I'll definitely pick it up. I mean, hey, if anything, like Black Cat comics. Yeah, Black Cat comics tend to sell on the cover alone, audience. I mean,
yeah, because she's hot.
I mean, look at it.
If you want about Gooners, they will sell your books.
Yes. I mean, hey, look at this. This is a variant cover here.
You know,
You don't think this is going to sell?
North Star your next book. You get in that bikini and get your sister in that bikini. It will sell like hotcakes. I'm gonna
If he shows up in the Marvel swimsuit special, I'm changing my profile pic on Twitter. That's all I gotta say. But keep in mind, my picture on here is literally like a pinup of JP in like a hockey uniform.
Gotcha. I gotta work on it. I gotta work on my thumbnail one of these days.
You mean your profile pic?
My profile pic, yeah.
I can just give you a profile pic. Like I can find one for you.
I just make the picture which drew off the profile pic.
I didn't draw this.
Yeah.
No,
something
America.
Yeah, I'll do something else. So, all right. So, yeah, Black Cat audience, Jewel.
Oh yeah, I've got a variant cover told us that Black Cat is 26 years old.
26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sounds right. Is like 24 to 26 as well.
No, I think it was stated Chip Zdarsky's Spider-Man run that Peter is 27. I recall. Yeah, so.
I know about this up that I was debating someone how old MJ is now. Mm-hmm. So if Peter is 27, that means MJ is 32. After the time with Paul.
Yes. Oh boy. Yeah. We have to take that into account.
Yeah, I was on TikTok and the creator was like, Mary Jane's damn near 40. I was like, what? Wait, what? She's not that old.
Oh,
I thought her and Peter were the same age. But he'll be like 32, 33.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, yeah, audience, Black Cat. I'm pretty sure she'll find an audience to buy her books, cover alone. So, all right, then. I guess with that, we can move on to the last topic of the night.
Hell yes, Cryptid. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, more monster content.
Dang it!
Audience.
I keep wanting the Wolfman, and we're not getting the Wolfman yet. And I'm just like, God damn! But I do like the Invisible Man, so I'm not gonna.
To be honest, I think they're saving him for last to go out strong. So this should be the second to last one right here.
Yep.
Unless they decide to do the Bride.
Again.
If they start doing a sequel, they got to do the Wolfman first.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that if they do like a second round of these comics, I feel like they have to do the Bride, obviously. And then they have to do Dracula's daughter or the son of Dracula, one of the two. I'm not picky.
You do the daughter.
Well, keep in mind there was also.
But the daughter's more famous. I feel like that'll be a story more people do.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: the first use of the name Alucard was in the Son of Dracula movie.
Yep.
Wow.
I learned it by accident.
I learned it on purpose because I was a Castlevania fan.
But the funny enough, I was excited for this because Invisible Man is probably I won't say he's my favorite of the classic ones. They probably will be Wolfman, but he's up there because my first version of Invisible Man wasn't this. It was the Hollow Man with the guy from Footloose.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Peter Quill's favorite person. I don't remember his name.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon played Invisible Man in that movie. It was a horror movie. It was scary as hell, and I loved it.
You know, I feel like we should watch some of these original movies for movie night. Jake
would not want to do it.
God,
I tried to get them when I watched them.
Jake, respect the classics, man.
Respect your classics.
We can probably get the 90s version with the color and stuff, but you're talking about the original. He's not going to watch
it. You can just like play it for us while you sleep or something. I don't know.
That's fine.
But I really hope this leads to DC redoing the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, did you hear the news that we're getting DC Vertigo back?
I did.
I didn't know that.
So maybe.
Because I Cryptid knows this. I told him before. I'm a huge fan of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I like the book. I like the movie as bad as it is. And that's why I go through this film. So the team in the comics is the Bride of Frankenstein, the Bride of Dracula, Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, the Quartermain. I'm forgetting somebody. It doesn't matter. A lot of these classic monsters are in that book or on that team. So if these books bring back the classic monsters that people mind, I would love for DC to at least reprint the League Extraordinary and bring them.
Oh yeah, that will be something. I want to give them a chance. After all, I did enjoy the movie for what it was back in the day. Audience,
If you want my soul, give me the League for Judgment as the villains of Creaking Meadow season 2.
Oh wow!
If you want my soul, give me that.
Mm-hmm. There you go. But yeah, going back to the Invisible Man, let's look a little more into it. It's going to be written by James Tynion. How do you guys feel about
He
James?
wrote Dracula, Cryptid.
Yeah.
I trust.
Oh,
James
okay.
Tynion, we trust. I trust that man.
Mhm.
How much do y'all know about the original Invisible Man story?
Enough. It's been a while.
More Cliff Notes version of it. I didn't actually watch the whole movie.
He was a scientist. He experimented on himself. He drunk it. The problem was the problem was it turned him invisible, and that slowly drove him more insane.
I love
So
that.
the more insane he was getting. At first, he was doing like little pranks, and he started murdering people and stuff like that.
I mean, he could get away with it. He's invisible.
But yeah, as you see here, the beast scene, he wrapped himself in bandages. And the Hollow Man, they had like a fake face with him put on.
No.
So I would like a reference to that one day. But it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it in the modern time. Well, retelling it is. Because I remember, because he did some stuff in other books and media related to him that I don't think they're going to address. I'm not going to bring it up, but it's bad. Because remember, he's invisible. And So I wonder how far their person is going to go to showcase that, or is it going to be like a true full retelling of the first movie? But even with Dracula, he added some stuff from other films, the later films, to help flesh out Dracula in that book.
Right. Let me read the description of this. Okay. Jack Griffin has always been invisible to the people around him, at least in his own mind. But when an experimental breakthrough presents a path to make his dreams of invisibility a reality, no one, not even the woman he loves, will stand in his way. Witness Griffin's legendary descent into madness as his humanity fades away and the monster inside is revealed, leaving only the Invisible Man.
So I don't know if people know this. In Marvel Strike Force, they do this little like cinematic trailer for characters. So they did one for Mole Man, and that's basically what it was.
Wow.
No one likes me because I'm small and ugly. Like the first girl he tries to get with rejects him really hardcore. Anyone he tries to talk to didn't like him and stuff. And the first person he related to with the mole people he thought was going to kill him. And that's why he leading them became their king. I kind of want a book about that now.
Oh.
I want this guy to write the Mole Man order. Let's go.
There you go. This is Criteria's coming up, audience. So
this is a dope picture, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least we got someone else to be reading one of the monster books. Which, yay! So all that's left is Jake.
Yeah, Jake. When are you gonna read these? Exactly.
I think we knocked Jake out. So
he was like, too much mention about black and white movies.
Oh, okay. I'm back. Anyway, don't care. I did have something I did want to talk about since we had a little time. People have been wondering where the hell is Ironheart, and by people I mean the 10 people on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. Where the fuck is Ironheart?
I mean, like they had a trailer. They had a trailer they showed in private for a long time, and then like they just never released it. Apparently, it's being released tomorrow, allegedly. I like to think it's just because enough people talked about it, and Feige was like, "Fuck, damn it,
fuck, panic."
Release the shit.
It's like it's not that hard to press the fucking upload button.
What is this movie? Wasn't this seriously about like 2 or 3 years ago? Like, come on.
Apparently, when they showed the closed trailer behind the scenes, it had some good reviews and stuff. At least of the trailer.
Yeah.
So I think he's eventually going to get it. I still think Ironheart's going to be pushed back after the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like Kevin Feige was like. I wonder if they were like just worried, like, oh, we got a good review with Thunderbolts, like just let's coast. It's like,
oh, that's right. That's why I think they're going to wait. So the Fantastic Four comes out. That does good, and they have all the goodwill. And it'll at least get more people to give Ironheart a chance.
well, the reason that people they're saying that is because Ironheart's supposed to come out like what this month or like I think it's the end of this month or next month.
Yeah, it's like 29th.
Yeah.
No, it's June.
It's June. Okay. Yeah. People were getting mad about it, and I think Marvel just was like, all right, well, shit, damn. All right, there you go. Tomorrow.
It's not good. You can have it.
I think at the time of Ironheart's the show's creation, they were making it with the idea that she would go on to something else, like maybe being part of the movies or this and that, right? But I think they want to make this series in a way where, hey, if it could be self-contained, but if it gains traction, maybe they could do something else with Ironheart going forward.
The problem is just like the head of Disney said recently, Bob Iger, he's told you Thunderbolts is the first of our like revamped movie stuff,
which is ironic.
Like a part of the old relic, like how the scenes of Dead season 2 was.
Yeah,
so, people don't remember the old relics like Secret Invasion and stuff like that. This is still when they was stretched thin. He wasn't paying that much attention. I really think they were just banking on the fact that Mephisto was in this new show to drive people here. So people asked about Mephisto for 5 years.
Ironheart just feels like a product that Marvel greenlit at a time where they had money to burn, because hey, the money you will have to get in order to give Ironheart, who's going to be wearing Iron Man armor, dude, that has to be pretty hefty, So
this is also why I think they canceled our Armor Wars, the little money forces.
They canceled Armor Wars because they were going to make a movie out of it, but then they just
there was supposed to be a movie and that's nothing.
Yeah, that ain't happening anymore. Again, too much money to animate, but unfortunately, they already spent money on the show already. So, see what happens. I mean, I'm just gonna give the first episode a chance. Yeah, that's really it.
To be fair, this show Ironheart can do none of the stuff that made me hate the comic book version. So I'll give it a chance.
Yeah. I mean, that was just like really the best compliment you could really give to Ironheart when it came to her appearance in Black Panther. Like, yeah, she was there. She didn't do any of the controversial stuff she did in the comics. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
You can just imagine, like they did the comic book stuff. So in her first week, she just takes over that video before Doomsday.
I know, right?
Or the show's called Iron Man. He's just not here, and they're like, "Yeah, you should be fine with that." I'm like, what?
No, put Iron Man.
They killed off Iron Man, introduced her, and then the book was ran by her, Pepper Potts, and Iron Man's mom, who isn't his mom that people know, for months.
Yeah, that was just a bad timing in the comics audience,
But they did Ironheart dirty one intro. People didn't start becoming a real fan of her until the new champion season, like chapter season 2, volume 2.
It was Jim Sub who picked up the pieces of what Brian Bendis left with Riri, and Jim Sub made Riri a good character,
Yeah, the champions run with her, especially when they went to that magical land, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, Weird World. Yeah, I still have those books. It was really great.
So this Riri is basically a blank slate because they can't do the Iron Man stuff that pisses people off. They can turn to him. Her name is Ironheart in name. Whatever they do with her is going to be a threat. Yeah. You really cannot actively piss people off. Besides people who already don't like her.
Yeah, that's true.
So, along Mephisto's good and the hood is good, this show can do something.
Not to cut you guys short, but my phone is gonna die soon. So can we potentially wrap this up soon?
Just imagine you waited 6 years from Mephisto, and he's just terrible.
Ah!
Huh.
Wow. All the videos that will be labeled the MCU is over. That will be made out of that.
Iron woke, Mephisto woke.
The MCU is dead again. Hashtag.
Gotcha.
The Thunderbolt shot MCU in the leg. Ironheart killed it.
But
But
anyway,
you liked the Thunderbolts a week ago. That was before Ironheart.
Yeah. But anyway, let's end the show before Witch's phone ends. So
You know what I say?
Yeah, it's
I
about
say-
to overheat soon too.
I say it doesn't matter.
You know what? I will give Peacemaker this prop. If the Eagle does something better than Stringham has had this season, I'll give it to him.
Okay. Come on, Eagle, don't fail me now.
The real life birds and stuff. But I will give Peacemaker credit for being authentic to the comics and doing it.
Mhm.
But we'll see what else gets 10 out of 10s in our reviews tomorrow or the comic books.
Yay.
We'll see you guys then.
All right. See
Bye.
y'all later. Mhm.